Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham. Rame Chitvalayas Sada Bhavatume Bho Rama Mahamuddhara. Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Shri Rama Nama Varanana Onnama Iti. Ayun Rulruk Eong Ayauch Hayavarat Lan Nyamanga Nanam Jabang Garadash Jabagaradash Kapa Chacha Thacha Chatam Kapai Shashasar Hal Iti Mahasha Sutrani. Okay, so continuing with the homework from last time, let us start with the English homework. I think Kalpeji already just typed it on the document for us to make it easy. So let us see. Okay. What I'll do is that I'll put one translation on the, and then you can give me your suggestions, or if there are any, of course, there are any errors. First one is, those who lean on a shaking tree will not stand. I'm sorry, excuse me. I forgot to exit this program. Okay. Exit. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me just exit this. All right. Those who lean on a shaking tree will not stand for a long time. So now, those the relative clause is those who lean on a shaking tree. So ye janaha. Excuse me for a second. Okay. Ye janaha. Shaking tree. You can say kampamanam tarum, kampamanam vriksham. There are many, of course, there are many alternative words that you can use. Now, lean. I think lean he has given the vocabulary as avalamba, atmanipadam. So you can say ye janaha kampamanam tarum. Always go subject, object, verb. Kampamanam tarum avalambante. They will not stand for a long time. They, a long time is, you can say dirgham kalam. Na sthasyanti, na sthasyanti. Dhatu stha is anit dhatu, sthasyanti, very simple form. And here you use Dvitiya Vibhakti has been used in the dirgham kalam. Want to refresh your memory. The sutram here is Kalad Vanoratyanta Sanyoge. Kalad Vanoratyanta Sanyoge is the sutram that we have. I think it's 235. Which Panini says that you can use, this is what is called as the Upapada Vibhakti, is you can use a something which denotes time or denotes distance. If you do Atyanta Sanyoge, if you do action continuously for a period of time or distance, then Dvitiya Vibhakti should be used. Kalad Vanor Atyanta Sanyoge. So you can Dirgham Kalam Nasthasyanti. So let me put it up here. If you have any suggestions or any questions, we can take that. So, okay, let me see. So you can the jana, you don't have to repeat it. So you can what we can do is we can just say ye. Kampamanam tarum. So always do the habit of also doing these sandhis. Kampa. Of course, here we have the shanish pratyaya. Kampa manam. I'm going to do the sandhis right here itself. Kampamanam tarum avalambante, tarum avalambante, te. You can put janaha here if you want. Te janaha. Dirgham. So when you make the sandhi, you lose the visarga there. Dirgham kalam. Dirgham kalam. Kalam nasthasyanti. Nasthasyanti. Sthasyanti. Okay, any let me see, did we get everything? Ye kampamanam tarum avalambante te jana dirgham kalam nasthasyanti. Any objections, any suggestions? Of course, you could have used the word like vriksham, etc. Okay, so good. So we are okay. So ye kampamanam tarum avalambante te jana dirgham kalam nasthasyanti. The prakriya is very simple. Dhatu stha. There's no, whether the stha will not take the tishta adesha. adesha, because that tishtha adesha only comes when you have shiti pare. Shiti pare. That sutram is in 7.3 because stha becomes tishtati. So tishtha adesha shiti pare eva bhavati anyata na. So 7.3. Here we have the pratyaya sya, which has no talavya shas in it. So the stha will not become tishtha. So 7.3. These are 7.3, 778 is a sutram which does not apply here. This long sutram, Pa, ghra, dhma, sthamna, dan, drishyarti, sarti, shadasadam, piba, jigra, dhama, tishtha. So stha becomes tishtha. That's only shiti pare. Anuvritti of shiti is coming down. Stha will not become tishtha. Okay. So if everybody is okay, yadi akshepa nasti chet, agarigamishamaha. We'll go ahead to the next one. Okay, next one is, why do you remain silent? People will despise you if you do not ask any question. Okay, so why do you remain silent? I think there's this avya called tushneem. Tushneem is to be silent. So why we can say kasmat tushneem tishtasi. Why do you remain silent? So this is one of the controversial thing is, do you use these symbols like question mark and all that in this language? First of all, this is not a written language, it's a spoken language, so it's really a moot point. But some authors like to use it, some don't use it. Actually, Bhimsen and Shastri ji has made a comment that those symbols can be used to make it clear. So, of course, they are not, anyway dealt with Panini, but because Panini only talks about a spoken language. So, anyway, so we can use them here. Kasmat, say kasmat. Tushneem tishtasi. Tushneem tishtasi. Tushneem. I'm sorry. Tishtasi. Kasmat tushneem tishtasi. Very straightforward. And now here you'll have that sutram which we just saw, stha becoming tishta. Because this is shap pratyaya, there, so we'll get stha becoming tishta, tishtasi. By 7.378, we'll put that there, 7.378, kasmat tushneem tishtasi. Okay, and the next part of it is that people will despise you if you do not ask any question. So we can say, if you do not ask any question, so you can use yadi. Yadi kinchidapi na prakshasi. Kinchidapi na prakshasi. So let's look at that form. I'll put it up on the board. Tarhi. I think he has given the form despise in the book as avagana. It's 10th gana, avagana. Now, let me put this on this and then we can talk about it. So yadi is an avyaya. Okay, yadi kinchidapi na prakshyasi. Now we'll derive this form, na prakshyasi. I think we did this in the class, but we'll do it one more time, just quickly revision. Prakshyasi. Prakshasi, tarhi. Yadi tarhi is like a idiomatic combination. Tarhi, janaha, tvam, you make it janas tvam, just doing the sandhis on the way itself. Janas, tvam, ava, people will despise you. So we'll say that avaganishyanti, 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 ganishyanti, ganishyanti. Okay, so let's talk about vasu as a question. I hope I didn't make any typo. Yadi kinchidapi na prakshasi. Janas tvam avaganishyan. Okay, let's see. I may have a typo somewhere. Okay. Yes,
Sateshji,
yes.
there is no typo I could see, but my question was, suppose you want to ask the question to your teacher and you have to be respectful. Then bhavataha will come in automatically, or
Bhavan. Yeah, Bhavan. So yadi kinchidapi na prakshati Bhavan, tarhi janas bhavantam avaganishyanti.
So it doesn't change the conjugation, but declension
it becomes third person, but see, because it does change the conjugation. It becomes third person because it becomes Bhavan prakshati. It will become. So it becomes third person.
It will become third person. The first one, kasmat tushnim tishtasi, also.
Because kasmat tushnim tishtati Bhavan, it will be tishtati.
So you
see, the thing is that when you use tishtasi, the subject is clear. Sandeha nasti. It can only be yusmat pradipadikam. So when you it can, so there's no need to say tvam. Tishtasi can only take tvam. It's redundant. It is almost not incorrect, but it's redundant to say, tvam.
So respectful, this one will automatically switch it to the third person.
The third person, but then you should probably say Bhavan, just to be clear, The tishtasi is unambiguous.
Even if you are in front of that person, it is addressed as the third person.
Third person, even in front of the person is third person. That's just confusing. So even if you're in front of the person, if you use the bhavat pradipadikam is third person.
I understand that, because even in other vernacular, that's the same way.
And you can, one more way to make a respective is to use the passive. Is instead of saying bhavan upavishatu, you can always say upavishyatam. So may thou sit, So even saying upavishatu, you can say upavishyatam. Then even the bhavata can be left out, because that will apply to anybody. The good thing about the passive is that since you don't have to even, it can go to anyone on the other side, So you can say, when you say upavishyatam, it could be tvaya, could be bhavadhihi, bhavata, bhavatya, could be anybody. So upavishyatam is very easy. When you say please sit, means upavishyatam, please sit. Agamyatam, please come. So when you say please come, it becomes agamyatam. I would say please stay here. Atrasthiyatam kinchit kalam. Please stay here for a short time. So that's also a very easy way to make it respectful.
And in the case of kasmat tushnim tishtasi, this tushnim, what would be the form for your silence?
Tushnim is an amvyaya. It doesn't change any form. So kasmat tushnim sthiyate. So sthiyate. Tishtati will become sthiyate bhavata. So why is it kept quiet by you in English, So that will be another way. But this way, I think here we can use the regular forms, But if you want to make it respectful, you can use the bhavat pradipadikam. You can also make it passive. These are two ways out. You can make it passive also. And the passive is much more common in this language than in English. So you should use it freely, Even though the English translation looks bad, it should be used. Okay. Now you want to finish the form now that you asked the question. Do you want to? Okay.
Satish.
Yes, Ben.
Yes. Is the form ganishyanti or ganayishyanti?
Yes, you caught my. Let's see. What will the form be? Ganayishyanti or ganishyanti? Yes, because we'll look at that in a second. I think you caught my error there. Ganayishyanti should be correct. But we'll go through the steps. Yes, Wayne is right. Thank you, Wayne. Let me. Nagaraj has a question from here. Nagaraj? Okay, I guess your mic is not working, so you can post your question, or I'll leave you unmuted in case you have a question. Yeah, okay, let's first take that one, which is my mistake, Ganayishyanti, because let's go through the steps here. We take dhatu, our is upasarga, so our, plus the dhatu is gana is akaranta dhatu, gana. Gana is akaranta dhatu, because in the churadi gana, so from the dhatu katha, up to the end of the gana, there are about 40 dhatus which are adanta dhatus. The dhatu is gana. Dhatu is gana. So gana you have, and then first, actually before you do anything, you have to add the nich because it's swarthe nich. So when we add the nich, and when you do the chutu halantyam, anubandha lope ikara eva shishyate, you get the ikara. What happens is that after that, you get, so maybe we can put some numbers here, is the satya papasha ityadi, I think it's 3125, you get the swarthe nich. And now what happens is that you get the ato gune. I'm sorry, ato lopaha, excuse me, ato lopaha. So the ending a of gana is going to drop, because what's the anurti of that? Ato lopaha ardha dhatuke. So this pratyaya which you just brought in by 3125, satya papasha rupa veena ityadi, churadibhyo nich, so 3125 you get the swarthe nich. So churadibhyo nich we got 3125, and then by the ato lopaha ardha dhatuke. Lopa ardhatuke iti sutrena. So nakara uttaravarti akara lupyate. So that that akara after gan will go out. So so then what we will have is we will get gani. So it become ava gani. So now you of course let's leave the ava out of it for time being. So we have the we have a new dhatu by sanajanta dhatavaha. We'll get a new dhatu sanya for the dhatu gani. This is a new dhatu now, gani. Our gani we got now. Now to this we bring in the rat as usual, halantyam upadesh arjuna nasikait, and then lasya tiptas ji, and in this case you bring ji, bring jo antaha, becomes anti. All these steps are now easy for you. In shatasi lutoho, So and now this is anekash dhatu. It'll take the idagamaha necessarily, because in nishedha only for ekach upadesha anudattat 7 to 10. So anekach dhatavaha setayo bhavanti. So tatra in nishedha na sambhavati. There's no in nishedha there because they are anekach. So you can skip some steps, make it isya, and then anti. And now, as Wayne correctly said, the nich will not drop because the sutram niraniti says that nich only drops anidadav ardha dhatuke pare. This is a set pratyaya now. So ne lopasyat anidadav ardha dhatuke pare. So if you have a ardha dhatuka pratyaya which does not have idagamaha, then the nich drops. But this has idagamaha. So you're going to do the sarvadhatuka ardhatuka yoho gunaha becomes gane and ganayishyanti. So let me just go there. So 6451 does not apply. Niraniti does not apply here because this is a set pratyaya, so it will not. So 6451 won't apply. You will apply the usual sarvadhatuka ardhatuka yoho, and then you will take the guna of the e will become a, and then you can then just apply the usual 7-3. One more point I want to bring to your attention is that, which you already know, but is that when we did gana plus nich and we dropped this the ending akara by 6448 ato lopaha, then we cannot do the atopadhaya vriddhi. The reason for that is because of the achaf prasan pura vidhau. Because what we had, maybe we can put an intermediary step here, is that we had the ava plus gana, actually gun I should say, gun plus the e of the nich. Now at this stage, we cannot apply the 72116 atopa, that does not apply because of the achaf prasan pura vidhau. That's a very important step here. It does not apply because of achaf prasan pura vidhau. Achaf prasan pura vidhau. So if you do any ajadesha, and if you want, which is pranimitta, which this has done the ajadesha because of the this pratyaya, ardhatuka pratyaya, that akara dropped. So even a lopa has also an adesha of a 0. So that ajadesha has sthanivat bhavaha. When does it have sthanivat bhavaha? When this parapratyaya wants to do any karyam to the left of this puro vidhau. So when the E wants to do a karyam of atopadhayaha, this akara which has taken lopaha has sthanivat bhavaha. So that will not allow, so as far as this E is concerned, the upadha is only na. Upadha is not this a. Because that akara which went away has sthanivat bhavaha. When you want to basically cross it, when you want this to act across that one and go and act to the left of it, that akara is sthanivat bhavaha. So that is, I think we've been through this many times, but I just want, because it's an important step. Achaf person pura vidhau. I think it's like 150 something, 156 maybe. Achaf person pura vidhau. So that's what stops the atopadhayaha. So yes, so Wayne is right. The final form is ganayishyanti is correct. I had a typo, it's not correct. So yeah, let's try to keep the document as clean as we can. So Achaf person pura vidhau is 1157. 1157 because of 1157. All right, and then of course, when we do the sarva dhatu ardhakya gunaha, then we do the echo yavaha, and then we can get the ava. So now we got ava, then we got ganai, and then ganai, and then finally we'll of course have to use the adish pratyayoho shatvam. So ish becomes shya. And then between the isya and anti we have to use atogune. So become syanti. Put some numbers here. So first of all we use echo yavava sandhi, and then we use the 6197 atogune. Atogune says if you have apadanta akaraha followed by a varna which is the guna sanya, so that between a and a we did not apply akasama dirgha because of atogune, because non-padanta akara followed by a guna sanya letter, that will give us the ekadesha or the pararupam ekadesha syat. So become ganayishyanti, and so 6197 and then 8359 for the murdhanya adesha becomes avagana yishyanti. So let me correct that. Ganayishyanti. Now how about the form prakshyasi? If you want to do that for me, get some participation. So, you try that when? You try that one? Ganayishyanti. Okay. You try the form prakshyasi when?
No.
The dhatu is pracha.
Prach.
Pracha is a dhatu. Pracha. So let's go to the basic steps. In fact, so dhatu is pracha. So we got pracha. Always the first step everybody should know. Start with the dhatu and the lakara. Pracha plus rit. As usual, halantyam upadesha jananasika it. Dasya tiptasji. Because the tvam is a karta over here. So we get the sip pratyaha. In the meanwhile, syatasi lutoho. So we get the pras sya, and then you get the si pratyaha sip. Now in the chanteshu, I think there's only one dhatu ending in chakara, which is the anit dhatu, and that's pracha. Pracha is a single dhatu ending in chakara, which is the anit dhatu. So idagama, always make a habit of checking that, please. And that the karikras under 7 to 10 should be always handy for you. So in the chanteshu prachekaha, only one dhatu. So no idagama, only now sandhi rules to apply. And the main sandhi rule here is 8236. 8236. Vrashcha, vrashcha ityadi. Vrashcha chasham. So this chakaraha, with that chakara which is tuk agamaha, that entire thing becomes a murdhanya chakaraha. Jalipadante. Jalipadante. So 8236 is the sutram that you need to make that chakara sahita chakarasya murdhanya chakara adesha bhavati jalipadante. So 8236, look at that for a second, 8236. That's a very, very important sutram, 8236. Why is it so important? Because it's a list of dhatus. Vrashcha, vrashcha, srija, mrija, yaja, raja, bhrajash. So there are 7 dhatus. And then this one, this chakara, sahita chakaraha, and the talavya chakaraha, these become the murdhanya chakaraha, jalipadante. So what we have is this combination of the cha combination. So by 8236, we'll make it into the Murdhanya Shakara Adesha. And once that is done, then you see, then you can apply the shadow of Kasi and appreciate his numbers, because in the Tripadi you have to be very careful of the numbers. You cannot go back, you can only go forward. So keep track of what numbers you're using. So Prash, and then Sya, and then C. So then we'll apply the shadow of Kasi, because the Murdhanya Shakaraha or the Murdhanya Dhakaraha, they become Kakaraha when the Sakara follows. One more time, Shadoho. So the Murdhanya Shakara or Dhakara, they take a Kakara Adeshaha. So Sakare Pare, Shadoh Kasi, 8241 Shadoh Kasi. And then of course after that you use our usual Adesha Pratyayoho Shatvam 8359. So what we're going to get is that after we do these steps, we're going to have the Prak Sha Si, Praksha Si. So Shadow Kasi Sutra. Look at the sequence. We went from 8236 to 8241 to 8359. Shadow Kasi Sutra. So we use two sutras here. One is the Vrashcha Vrashcha Suja Mrija Yaja Raja Braja Cha Shang Shaha. And then finally we use the Shadow Kasi. We make the Murdhanya Shakara or Dhakara becomes a Kakara Adeshaha. Sakare Pare. So that is the again, don't these vrittis which I mentioned in the class on the fly like that, don't take them as pramanam. Please always, anything what I say in the class, always the pramanam is Siddhanta Kaumudi and Kashika. Of course, then Mahabhashyam. Not what, of course, I'm not making errors on any purpose, but in case I make if there's any conflict between what I say, you always go to Siddhanta Kaumudi and go to Kashika, because what they say is correct. What I say should match that. If it doesn't match, you should take what they say. Okay, so I make these vrittis on the fly when I'm just talking, so they should not memorize those. Memorize the one in Siddhanta Kaumudi or Kashika. Okay, so Prakshasi. Do we get everything here? Let's see. Kasmat tushnim tishtasi yadi kinchidapi na prakshasi na kinchidapi. So na kinchidapi prakshasi. If you ask nothing, means if you don't ask anything, same meaning. Tarhi janastvam avaganishyanti. I think we are okay here. Any objection? Are we okay? Okay, Nagaraj, a question. I think Nagaraj, your mic is not working now. Let me try you again. Maybe it's working now. Nagaraj, you there? No, your mic is not working, Nagaraj. So maybe I'm trying to unmute you, but no, your mic is not working. Anyway, I'll keep you unmuted. Okay. Okay, next one. What we have is the you will bathe, rinse your mouth, and dive into the pure water. Okay. So bathe dhatu is shna. Shna means to bathe. So when you in the dhatu patha, the dhatu will be shna. Then what you do, first thing you do is dhatu adesha saha. If you have any dhatu in the dhatu patha, which has a murdhanya shakara as the adi varna, so tasya murdhanya shakarasya sthane sakara adesha bhavati. So immediately when you take it into to derive the form, so then you have to always make this dantya sakara adesha. So because dhatu and dhatu patha will be shna. Now why is that put shna in dhatu patha then? Because when the nimittam arises, it can go back to the murdhanya shakara. So these dhatus are tagged, which are liable to take the murdhanya shakara adesha. So the dhatu is checking the dhatu patha, the dhatu shna shauche. Shna shauche adadi gana. So adadi gane patitaha. So you do dhatu adesha saha, then nimittasya paya nimittikasya pyapayaha. Because so dhatu adesha saha comes in 6-1. I think around 55, I think it is the Dhatu Adesha Saha. All of you know these sutras now already, but just it's good to me. These are very simple sutras which you should, even if a sutra is very simple, make sure you understand it and, use it. So they're very, very easy to use. Dhatu Adesha Saha. Okay, I got the number wrong. See, I've used it so many times. Dhatu Adesha Saha, and then you have to use the no naha. Dhatu Adesha Saha, no naha. So that's what we have to use first, and then this is there's no dhatu ending in akaraha, which is going to be a set dhatu. All of these are anit dhatus. So you will bathe snasya si. You will bathe become snasya si. Snasya si. Okay, dhatu adeshasa is 6164, not 54. I'm sorry, 6164. Okay. Okay, Nagaraj had the question, how do we check the status of dhatus, their anit, weight, etc.? Okay, Nagaraj, we looked at the beginning of this lesson. The first stop we had to look at 7 to 10. 7 to 10 is the, when I say, check the karikas, under 7, in the Vyakhyanam of 7 to 10, Nagaraj, we had this, let me go there for a second, there is these dhatus ending in a hull, in a consonant, are prayana setaha. They are mainly set dhatus, means they allow in idagamaha. But there are about 103 dhatus which are not ending in a hull, in a consonant, which are anit dhatus. Those are listed out for you under 7 to 10. So the short answer to your question is that go to sutra number 7 to 10. In Siddhanta Kaumudi, you can look at the list of these dhatus which are ending in a hull, which are anit dhatus. And the reverse for the ajanta dhatus. Ajantas are prayana anitaha. They are mostly anit dhatus, but there are a few of them which are going to be set. So 7 to 10, these karikas which are here in the Vyakhyanam, you can look at this. So this is how we know the dhatu is set or anit. For example, let me dhatu pracha we had. So if you use in the chanteshu prachekaha. So pracha was a anit dhatu. Now we have dhatu shna. Now in the ajanta dhatus, only these dhatus are set, which are the udrudantaihi, ending in long u, long ru, then yauti, ru, kshnu, etc. The shna is not in this list, so shna is a anit dhatu. So in short, the answer is in 7 to 10. You look under these karikas, and this is only the first step, by the way. After there might be some exception rules after this one. The entire section from 7 to 8 over 7 to 75 is about it prakaranam. But the first stop is 7 to 10, and then you may need some other exceptional rule. This is because this 7 to 10 doesn't say which pratyaya follows for all pratyaya this is. So for this, that dhatu allows idagama or doesn't allow idagama. Then there might be further details, which should look in 7.2 for further details if you need them. Okay, so that's what I'm referring to in the 7 to 10. Okay, yes, so if you can just type your question, I can answer that way. So sna becomes, so let me put the in the document, let's go there. So dhatu was shna, because the dhatu to bathe is shna. Correct, the word like nishnataha. Nishnataha is one who is like a graduate or an expert or PhD, nishnataha. And is completely bathed. So then because the ni comes there, it becomes shnataha again. Okay, so let's, so dhatu was shna in the dhatu partaha. Then we use 6164 dhatu adeshasaha to make the dantya sakara adeshaha. Then because the dantya sakara is there, then you undo the sandhi again, because the nakara only came because of the murdhanya shakara being there by sandhi ro. So that but now we can undo that one, and we can make it back to use 6164 to get sna. Okay, so now sna, so and then it's anit dhatu. So very simply we can put the first one as snasyasi. Again, you don't need to use the word tvam, because it's understood as you mentioned before. Only yushmat can be used, so snasyasi. One more thing I would request you is that when you write all these tinganta forms, always check your answer in the dhatu vritti by Madhava. That's the best place to check your answers. Of course, whatever is there in the Bhaimi Vyakhya, you can use that. But after that, all these forms, you can check your answers in the Madhava dhatu vritti. Okay, so please check your answers. Nasyasi. Okay, so you shall bathe, and the next thing is that rinse your mouth. So dhatu is acham. So it's been given in the vocabulary in Parasnapadi acham. So this cham dhatu is in the manteshu only yamanama gamarama gamarama chatvaraha is a said dhatu. So it should be achamishyasi. Achamishyasi. Well, if you want, you can check in the dhatu vritti just to make sure. Just take one example. So dhatu cham. If you take dhatu cham in the Madhava dhatu vritti, it is chamu in the achamati. Nibhadi So page 167, the Madhya Dhatu Vritti, and there he will give all the lakara forms only in the first couple of lines. So it says Achamati, Chachama, Chematuho, Chamita, Chame, Chamakaha, Chamet, Damaha, Itina, Padeshaha, Chamishyati, let's see, Chamayati, Chamita, Ityadi. Yeah, so this is a Sed Dhatu. So it's a Sed Dhatu. So Chamita Ityadi. Okay. Now, okay. So Achamishyasi. If you want to make the Sandhi here, you can make Snasyasya. Achamishyasi. Okay. And the next thing is that, and dive into the pure water. Okay. The pure water is, you can say Shuchi. You can say Shuchi is pure, and you can say there'll be two forms. Let's go through this for a second. Shuchi, Shuchi Ni, or it can be Shuchau. And can somebody tell me sutram for this? Anybody in the class? Tell me what sutram for this, please. How do we get two forms over here? Anybody except Kalpesh ji, and then we can give it to Kalpesh also. Shuchau Jale Cha. And then this is going to be the next dhatu is Ga. Gahu is a dhatu. This dhatu Ga has a long U as an it. It's a udit dhatu. So because of that, it becomes a weight dhatu. Because of the 7 to, I think it is 44, there are two main sutras for weight dhatus. 7 to 44, 45. 7 to 44, 45. And what does 7 to 44 say? It says Swarati, Suti, Suyati, Dui, Udito Va. Udito Va. So, Udit dhatuho. So, Va. So, weight bhavati. Va, because it becomes a weight dhatu. It allows idagama optionally. So now this dhatu gaha will have two forms now. We'll have two forms. So I think that we want avagaha. So I'll put it. Anybody in the class for dhatu? Why does this? We got two forms for shuchini or shuchau. Why we got two forms? So avagahishyasi will be one form. Gahishyasi, and the other form will be athava. Ava become Dhakshi, this is going to be, it's a Atmanipadi, I'm sorry. So Thasa se, and our Dhakshya se. Okay, now we're going to derive these forms also. Anybody, okay, Usha has answer, I think, for us. Yes, Usha?
Satiji, I was only going to try. I didn't know.
Okay, give it a shot. Try it.
No, I for Shuchini, right? Shuchini / Shuchau.
Yeah, that's the one. How you got the two forms?
I don't know. I was thinking of like Ragni and Rajani, Vibhasha and Nishyoho.
But that's only when you have the in the allopo anaha. Only when it's ananta pradipadikam.
Yeah.
So this is for like Rajan Shabda, but this is ending in ikaraha. So that will not do it. But anyway, that's good try. But the one that we need here, anybody, this is from I think book 1 now. Kalpesh, you want to try this one? If Kalpesh is there, he's not there. Maybe I might be there. Okay. Okay. Indu has the answer. Yes, good. Yes, Indu.
Will it be Achagehe? One of them? Hello?
No, Achagehe. But then how did we get? Why did we get two forms? Achagehe, right? So Achagehe, yeah. But then on the one hand we are getting the Num Agamaha. In one hand, you know, we'll start. Okay. I think what it is that
what about Ngeram Nibhyam?
No, what I'm saying is that the sutram which we give the form Shuchini, let's so once you like a form like Vari, right? So Vari becomes Varini. Because of what sutram? You get the sutram is that Napumsakasya Jalachaha.
Right.
Napumsakasya Jalachaha, right? So that sutram will tell you. Let's go there for a second, and for that's going to give us the answer. Napumsaka jalachaha is the I think it is 7-1. See, all this Numamaga section starts from the 758. Idusunum dhatoho, and under that you should get Napumsaka jalachaha. So 7172 is Napumsaka jalachaha. What does that sutram say? 7172. Look at the vritti of that. The sutram says is Napumsakasya jalantasya ajantasya cha sarvanama sthane parata, but it's only sarvanama sthane. But then next one, ikuvachi vibhaktau. Ikuvachi vibhaktau. If you want the next sutram, is the ikaha achi vibhaktau. So if you have the iganta nupumsakasya, igantasya nupumsakasya, angasya, ajada vibhaktau, numagamo bhavati. So if you have any ajadi vibhakti, so what we have is the shuchi plus ni, anubandha lopa is shuchi plus e, it takes the numagamaha. So then become shuchin plus e become shuchini. Shuchini. And the sutra which Ushaji was talking, that only comes when you have the ananta pratipadikam. Here we have, becomes in shuchini. Now, this is the form that we get when because it is samajikaranam, right? Samajikaranam with the jale. So jalam is neuter. So when it is in samajikaranam with jale, it should become neuter. So shuchini should be the correct form. How do we get the second form from? That is what I'm trying to understand. The second form, shuchau. Okay, I think if you look below that, there is a tritiya adishu bhashita pumsakam pungvat galavasya. That's a 7174. Okay, Vasu has a question. So that was the one that I was looking for. Vasu?
Satishji?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
This pure water is an adjective form, right? Yeah,
Yes, pure is adjective for water, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And shuchaha is automatically is the adjective form, or?
The shuchi is the adjective form.
And shuchau, how did it become shuchau then?
Like harau.
Oh, okay.
So, but how do we get the pungvat form was my question really.
That's a sutra there for Pumbat Bhava, Sarvanamni.
No, the one that we need is Tritiya Adishu, Bhashita Pumsakam, Pungvat Galavasya. Is that when the Tritiya Vibhakti, if you have these iganta, basically adjectives, Bhashita Pumsakam, which has the same meaning in the masculine also. So
it becomes, previously one day you explained that in samasa, it takes the Pumvat Bhava.
But we don't have samasa right now. We have this Pratak Padam.
So it is in the Tritiya, it can also become...
Tritiya Adishu. If you have a Napumsaka Pradipadikam, okay, which is an adjective, means the way that Panini puts it is Bhashita Pumsakam. So which can also describe a masculine word. So it's an adjective which can also describe a masculine word. So these are conditions. You need Napumsaka Pradipadikam, which is Shuchi in this case, but it should be an adjective. And it should be ending in an ik letter, ikaha. And that will optionally become, because you see, this Panini mentions in the Ashtadhyayan Acharya's names. This is one of them, Galavasya. So in the opening of Galava Acharya, these adjectives, they become pungvat, they become like masculine. Because only in Galava Acharya's name this happens. So it becomes that we get the vibhasha from that. So vikalpena bhavati. So which means one form will be like the Hari-like form, one form will be like the Vari-like form. So Suchini means like Varini, and also become like Harau. So one more time, if you have a Napumsaka adjective, which is qualifying a Napumsaka Padipadikam, it is Iganta adjective. And in that case, from Tritiya Adishu Bhakti, only from Tritiya onwards down, it can behave like the masculine, optionally. So basically, it says your job is easy. If you have any Iganta adjective, if it's going to be in the neuter, then you can just, make it masculine-like and take the easy Hari-like form. So you don't have to go for Shuchini and all that. You can just go and make it like, Harau, to make it like Shuchau. So that's what I'm looking for. So 7174 is the one which allows us to use the 7174 is the sutra. I'll put that number here, 7174.
Okay, Satish?
Yes, sir.
Satish?
Yes.
General question. If it's too long an answer, we can skip it. When Panini refers to people, like Galavasya here, and
Yes.
few other names in different places,
10,
you
10 only
applies
10,
it
only
to
10 names. 10
10 names? Oh, okay. So those
10 acharyas names come.
rishis or grammarians or whoever they were, he only refers to them in particular instances, meaning in all other instances they were in agreement with him.
I would think so, yes. I mean, because these are important exceptions which everybody didn't agree with. So he could not come with a consensus, among all the grammarians. So some of them were insisting on something, others will not agree, but the ones which were insisting, they were like not prominent grammarians. They had a big enough following, So he could not just say that ignore them, He had to make a decision, I mean, to put it in Ashtadhyayi or not, So this was a split which had enough following on both sides, so to speak.
So
He
you
could not just say,
general usage is has to be Napumsaka, but as an exception,
Yes.
okay, we make an allowance because the Galava says so.
Now it's hard to say which one is more popular though. like Lopa Shakalis,
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, the Shakalis opinion is very, very, so that doesn't mean that this is going to be the less popular form.
Oh, it doesn't mean that, okay.
Doesn't mean that, no. Like Lopa Shakalis, you'll never see Arjuna Yuvacha. Never you will see that. So Lopa Shakalis is almost like a Nitya Karyam, Doesn't mean a Shakalya is a small opinion because, so his opinion is very important. So these are hard to say which one is more popular, Whether it is the one that this Galava wants or he doesn't want, that we cannot say just, from the name itself,
Because if it is generally accepted, I mean, that would be like a regular Panini Sutra. That is generally accepted.
That's it. He will just say Pumvat.
Yeah, that's it.
Pumvat, that's it.
Right. Okay.
But since both forms are in usage, and apparently Galava school was the one that, maintained this Pumvat Bhava. So he said, okay, we'll put this as, optionality.
Okay.
That's what it is. So there was not enough, of a consensus to do only one of them.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so now let us look at how about this one. Now, who wants to try to take a shot at these two forms now? I first of all, I told you that the dhatu ga has u as an it, so that makes it the 7244 because of swarati, suti, suyati, dhui, uditova. It has become a weight dhatu. So we got two forms. The first form is fairly straightforward form, which we got is avagahishya se, only thasas se. As usual, the adesha pratyaya shatvam. Avagahishya se, and then the other one avadhakshya se. Okay, let's try to tackle that one. Avadhakshya se. Let's see what all sutras we can have some fun with this form. Avadhakshya se. This also you can check in the Madhya Dhatu Vritti. Avadhakshya se. So let's start with them. So of course ava is upastarga. We don't need that right now. Dhatu ga. Let's skip some steps. So satyasi zulatoho. Get the sya pratyaya in there. And then, of course, we do the thasas se, so it becomes se. So that part is easy. Now we get hodhaha. Hodhaha jalipadante. Jalipadante. I think it's 8231. So the hakara takes the dhakara adesha jalipadante. So the sa being a jal letter is followed by a jal. So we apply 8231 hodhaha, right? And then shado kasi, which we just saw. So these two kind of shado kasi, that dhakara becomes kakaraha, followed by letter sa, shado kasi, 8241. So finally, what we got so far is that we have of course, ava plus ga became guard and became gak. Then after that we can do the actually, you know what? I went too fast. Let's do step by step. I think I missed one step in between. Okay, this is what happens when you go too fast. I had guard. So let's not do 8241 as yet. Let's just do only the hodha only. Let's do that one. I'll tell you why. Because we need that dhakara to be there to make the ga into. Anybody in the class can tell me how the ga becomes gha, becomes. Actually, I think I made a mistake. This is not the our gakshya se. I'm sorry, it's a typo here. Okay. Anybody in the class can tell me how this gakara is going to become into a gakara? Anybody? I mean, there was, you know this sutram. People must be knowing this sutram. Let me see. Satya knows this sutram. He does know this, Satya. Satya, you there?
Ekacho basho bashantas.
Jasandasya stvoho. So that is correct. That is the one. So ekacho basho jasandasya stvoho. So what does sutram say? This is a very interesting sutram, this one. So we did the whole dhaha. And we don't want to do the shadokasi as yet. So between 8-31 and 8-41, we need some sutram to change the ga into gha. And that is what it's going to do is that, as Satya correctly said, ekachaha. If you have an ekacha bhaga of a dhatu as an ekacha bhaga, it doesn't have to be the whole dhatu. So what is the ekacha bhaga here? The ekacha bhaga here is this guard. It has only one ach in that, ekacha. And then what does the sutram say? Bashaha. Bashaha bhash. Now what is bhash? Ja ba ga da dash. And what is bhash? It's from jabain and garadash. So basically the bash, which is ba ga da jaba garadash. Ja ba ga da. So the and the. So these number 3 letters, except for the chavarga, the remaining number 3 letters, they will become bhash. It will take the mahaprana. They will take the mahaprana. And when does that happen? Jashantasya. If that ekacha bhaga ends in a jash, jash again is javai garadash. So if it ends in number 4 letter, jash means a number 4 letter. So we need a ekacha bhaga which ends in a number 4 letter, jash, followed by se dve padante, either sakara or the dva, or should be padanta, one of these 3, se dve padante. In that case, the bash of that ekacha bhagaha, the bash becomes bhash. It's a complicated sutram, I admit. It's not that easy. But what I'm saying is this sutram is, if you see the dhatus bash becoming bhash, then this is the one that you want to come to, 8-37. Ekachaha basho bhash jashantasya stvoho. So this happens when, they have a jashanta followed by se dve padante. In that case, I think in Gita, let me try to find example in Gita. Let me try to find a Gita example for this. Eshvastu ishtakamaduka. Okay, devan bhavetanena te deva bhavayantu. Okay, let's try this one. Let's in order the Gita for today. Anena pasavishadvam eshvastu ishtakamaduka. Devan bhavetanena te deva bhavayantu. Ishtan bhoga deva. Okay. Okay, here it is. Okay. Sayajna praja sushtva purovacha praja pratihi anena pasavishadvam eshvostvishtakamuduk. By the way, first of all, look at this non-Panini usage in Gita. Gita is very Panini friendly. In fact, I think in my opinion, my humble opinion, the Mahabharatam and Panini are side to side. The Mahabharatam and Panini go hand in hand. Because after the Vedas came the Mahabharatam, Panchama Veda. At that time, the language became kind of organized, and Panini came and then fixed the grammar. While I guess Vyasa wrote the Mahabharatam, Panini fixed the grammar. So those are two hand-in-hand events, I think. But look at this form in the Gita. Anena prasavishadvam. So dhatu is su. Prasavishadvam. This dvam ending only comes when like a lot lakara. So this is a combination of a lut and lot lakara in the Gita. So he has combined 2 lakaras in the Gita. Because remember our sutram which says the titha asmane padanam tere. The lakara has stirs and it. In asmane padam, the T bhaga becomes A. So the dvam will become dve. Dve. Like lapsya dve. How will you have the dvam staying as dvam when you have in the lut lakara? It's not possible. But Vyasa has done that. So he has combined the lut lakara with the lot lakara. So he has maintained like the lot ending with the this dvam did not become dve. along with the Syaprat. Anyway, that's on the side. So it's Prasavishadvam is a rare non-Panini Tinganta form in the Gita. Prasavish. And which sutra has been violated here is this Tita Atmani Padanam Tere has been violated over. He did not do the Tere Bhaga over here. Okay, but the one I'm talking about is the Ishtakamaduk. Ishtakamaduk. Just look at this Ishtakamaduk. This is the Sutram Ekacha Basho Vashyashantas Stvoho. Because it is Duh. In that Duk, what we have is that the Dhatu is Duh. It's for taken from Krip Pratyaha, which is a 0. So Kama Duk. So let's just put in the document Gita 3.10. Gita 3.10. We have the I always like to connect to the Gita, so we can make some. So I hope all of you are chanting Gita all the time, so we can remember these sutras. In Gita 3.10, we have this form Ishta Kama Duk. So let's just make it Kama Duk. So Kama, this Kaman Dogdhi is the Kama Duk. So one which yields all desires. So skipping some steps, when you have what you have was your Dhatu Duh you had here, Duh. So Duh, I'm probably playing with the Krip became 0, Sarvapahara Lopaha. And then you had the, you should have had the Hodhaha, Jali Padante, but instead of that, Dader Dhator Gaha. Dader Dhator Gaha. So right now we used 8-31, we applied Hodhaha. But there's an exception to Hodhaha. If the Hakara belongs to a Dhatu which is Dakaradi, Tarhi Hakarasya Gakaradesha Bhavati. So I think it's the next rule, 8-32. This Tripadi of Panini is really like a like a power packed section. So every sutram has some significance almost. So Dader Dhator Ghaha. So if you have right below Hod has exception. So instead of becoming a Dhakaradesha, it become a Gakaradesha. But it doesn't matter to us because the Gakara also is a just letter. Both the Dhakara and Gakara are number 4 letters. So they are the just letters. So we can still use 8-37. So we use 8-32. So 8-32 was used here to make it into to get the Kama. Let's make it Kama Dug. Kama Dug is what we got so far. And then look at all the conditions. We have an Ekacha Bhaga of a Dhatu. It is ending in a just letter, which is the Gha. And then this number 3, Bash, is going to become Bash. So become Kama Dug. Kama Dug by 8-37. Then 8-37 is going to give you then 8-37 is going to give you Kama Dug. Then of course after that we can do the Jalam Jashwante and Vavasane to get Kama Duk. Eshvostishta Kama Duk. So after you get the Kama Dug, then you can do Jalam Jashwante. Look at how beautifully all these sutras are placed. Everything is placed with extreme precision in the Tripadi. Because there's a lot of interdependence going on here. You cannot afford to jumble up the steps. So this Jalam Jashonte will make the Gakara into Gakaraha. And then of course Vavasane. Vavasane says that you can become Char optionally. So Jalam Jashonte and then Vavasane will be the 8456. So then we get the after all that. So this is a Gita example for you. So please tag this one in the Gita. 8-39, 8456, which are of course rules that you know. To get Kama Duk, Ishta Kama Duk. So that's what. So this is not a very uncommon sutram. The reason I want to give the Gita example is that when you see this Mahaprana Bhash coming in there in the beginning like that, then try to remember this sutram. Ekacha Bhasho Bhash Jashantasya Stvoho. So this is the Dhakara which in your mind you should start thinking about there's no dhatu like duk you don't find. But of course the dhatu is duh, is to yield or to milk or to yield. So then you can click in your mind that maybe this bash has become bhash. The du has become dhu. Okay, so that's what the Gita example. Okay, well let's finish up our form here now. So you can use the same sutra, same steps, so that you can use the ekacha basho bhash jas antasya stvoho. Kind of a little bit of a tongue twister. Ekacha basho bhash jas antasya stvoho. Stvoho means say dve padanti. This stvoho is the dvitiya saptami. Saptami dvivachanam of the sa and dva, stvoho. Anuvritti of padante also is coming, because from this antecha, ante. So se dve padante. Anuvritti of ante comes from 29. Okay, so apply 8 to 37. So let's go back to our example. Apply 8 to 37, and then you can then make it into a va. Now make it. We have to get into the gha. Card. Here. Say. And then from now on it's easy. You can use the same sutram. You can use the Shadokasi, and then use that's 8 to 41. So then use 8 to 41 Shadokasi, and of course Adesha Pratyayoho Shatvam. So avagakshya se. So one more time, snasyasyaacham mishyasi, snasyasi achamishyasi, shuchini athva shuchau jale cha avagahishyase athva avagakshase. Okay, everybody okay with any objections? Okay, so that is the third one. If any typos, any mistakes, please let me know. Like Wayne caught one of them. So if there are any more, even after the class, if you notice typos, please, because we can edit the document after the fact, Okay, now the next one is the those who interrupt the teacher continually will get no chance to learn for learning. Okay, so those who, again, you have a relative clause and a main clause. So those who, so you can say ye, who interrupt. So interrupt, that I think he has given the akship. So I think we want only the latlakara form over here. So those who interrupt is ye janaha gurum. Then he has given aviratam. Aviratam you can use adverbially. Aviratam. Akshipanti or akshipande, I think it's ubhayapadi dhatu. Akshipante. Is there in the vocabulary? Yes, akship is there. It is ubhayapadi. So akshipante is sixth gana. So you do not have the puganta lagupadasya because the gana vikaranam is sha, and sha because sarvadhatukam apit become nitvat, which cannot do any guna. So akshipante te. Now he has given you can use adhyanam to learning adhyanam, adhyanaya. I think he has also given the form amna. Amna is this like a parampara shikshanam. So by by teacher to guru, you keep the they call even the Shringeri Mat, they call Dakshinamnaya. So the southern teaching tradition. So amnaya. So this amnaya form is when you add a pratyaya ghai, you will get the form amnaya, means learning. And also you can use the form amnanam if you use a neuter noun, like asanam, etc., vojanam. So karanam. So amnayaya athva amnanaya, because you can use the form amnaya as a pullinga pradipadikam. You can use the form amnana like a vanavat pradipadikam. So you can make it amnayaya, amnanaya, athva adhyanaya. You can also use, but let's use amnaya because it's given this in this lesson. Avakashan na lapsyante. They will have no chance. Means avakasha means they will have no opportunity. So avakasha is like an opportunity or a gap opportunity. So avakasham na lapsyante. Okay, let me put this down. See if any objections to this. Again, the word janaha, you don't have to repeat it. You can keep it there. So let's put it down here. So ye gurum athva adhyapakam, adhyapakaha gurum, upadhyayam, whatever you can say. So gurum aviratam, gurum aviratam akhipanti athva akshipante, akshipante. Te janaha. You can say te shishyaha, to make it a little more realistic. Shishyaha. You can say, if you do the sandhi here, na yaya avakasham, avakasham na lapsyante, na lapsyante. Dhatu labha, anit dhatu, and nothing really special. It's atmanepadi. So you do the, as usual, na lapsyante. Okay, na lapsyante. Okay, let's check this one time. So ye gurum aviratam akshipanti athva akshipante te shishyaha amnayaya avakasham avakashan na lapsyante. Okay, did we get everything here? Interrupt the teacher and we'll get no chance to. The shishya is supplied. This is supplied. Okay, so this is kind of brackets because I made it. It's not in the sentence. It is supplied. You can just leave it as ye and te as ambiguous. Okay, dhatu lab anit dhatu. So you only do the kharicha. The lab becomes per by kharicha. 8455 only sandhi rule, and as usual jivantaha atogune. And the tita apne badalam tere, usual rules. Okay, any objections? Are we okay? Okay, Vasu has a question. I think I should. Yes, Vasu, go ahead. Right, I can unmute you. I'm sorry.
Satishji.
Yes.
That visarga is last there, Shishyaha, or
yes, yes. I made a sandhi rule. I made a sandhi, so yes.
Okay, okay.
Can you give me the rules for that? Can you give me the rules for that? Sasajushoruhu, right?
Yeah.
Then bho bhago apurvasya yoshi, right? Bho bhago apurvasya yoshi. So that ru becomes a yakara, then lopa shakalyasya, and tasya asiddhatvat akasamidirgha na bhavati. So those are the rules. So that's correct. So that's the, I made a sandhi rule. Maybe I shouldn't do the sandhi. The sandhi has been done there. Okay, shishyaha it is. Otherwise, without the sandhi. I'm doing the sandhi on the fly as I'm doing it to say.
Okay.
I'm saying this. Maybe I should slow down and we put the non-sandhi in the sandhi. Okay, we can do that. All right. So next one is that many things will attract you in the new country where you intend to go. So we always say the relative clause first. Relative clause is where you intend to go. So where you intend to go, I think abhiprai, I think is given as the intent to go. Abhiprai is to intend. Okay, let's look at that. So yatra gantum abhipraishi. So where you want to go. So let me look at that. Let's try that. So yatra, you can say yasmin. Yasmin deshe. You can put there also. I will keep it simple. Okay. Yatra gantum, intend to go. Gantum. Okay, we'll keep the sandhis. Okay. Abhi praishi. Praishi. Okay, now who wants to do the sandhi rules for me here now? Abhi praishi. Dhatu is in gatau. But like word abhipraya we use it. Abhipraya means your intention. So we have abhi pra plus ashi. Abhipra plus ashi. Abhipraishi. Now, what are the sandhi rules? Let's see, Satya there. Maybe I can count because he's been teaching this in the class. He can give us the rules very fast. Now, let's see. Satya, you there?
Yes. What
to give us the rule for abhipraishi. Abhipra, I have used the in gatau. with the abhi and prad upasargas. So I got like this. I got abhi plus pra plus I got ashi. Now, can you give us the sandhi rules for this, please? Okay. How about the vruddhi rechi? What comes after that? Are you there? Satya, you there? Your mic
Yeah,
is
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
No,
sorry.
no, it's working. I'm just thinking. So, why is Vruddhirechi not working here?
That's my question to you.
Yeah.
It's Engi Pararupam.
Ingi Parama.
Engi Pararupam. Okay, let's go to that section. Let's go. Engi Pararupam. So if you see Vruddhi Rechi is general rule, doesn't depend on any is a Varna Niyamaha. So it's a general rule. It doesn't say, has to be some upasarga or dhatu. It doesn't say anything. It just says as long as you have ad and echi, pura paryo ekadesha is Vruddhi Rechi. But then there was a sutram which says Engi Pararupam. Engi Pararupam is if you have the this is 6194 is a sutram. We do the Pararupa Ekadesha. If you have an Engadi, Engi Pararupam, 6194, and then the vritti for that says that if you have ad, so avarnanta upasargat dhatau. If you have avarnanta upasarga, which you do have, avarnantad upasargad, engadau dhatau, pura parayoho, pararupam ekadesha bhavati. So now that creates a problem for us, because we do have the upasarga para, which adanta means which is avarnanta, and we do have a dhatu here, which is a engadi dhatu. So now that would become preshi, not become praishi. We want praishi, would become pre. Okay, now Satya will give the next one, right? Satya?
Yeah. I don't think I know that.
Eti
Eti edati utsu.
That's the one. So that is the one which puts back the vriddhi. But Panini says if you have this dhatu eti or edati and the ut, which we don't have to worry about now, with these two forms if you have, then you don't use the engi pararupam, you go back to vriddhi rekadesha. So vriddhi rechi is praptaha. After that, engi pararupam, and then eti edati utsu is you go back to vriddhi. Of course, if we don't know these two rules, then it's okay, vriddhi rechi will work for you. But the engi pararupam is the one which creates a problem for us. If you have a avarnanta upasargaha and tasmat pare, if you have the engadi dhatu rupam, then you get the pararupam with ekadesha. Vriddhi would have been lost. You would have got only preshi, but we want praishi. So, but then in 6189, Panini says if you have the dhatu, if you have eti में dhatu in gatau or edha, these two dhatus, then you don't do the engi pararupam, go back to vriddhi rechi. Vriddhi rekadesha. Okay, so that was the two sandhi rules. So we'll put that in the document. Practice the sandhi rules, you get a chance. So 6194 comes, and 6189 stops that. So I'm going to put there 6194 is stopped by 6189. Okay. Become praishi. So yatra gantam avi praishi. Then so where you intend to go, tasmin deshe bahuni vastuni. Because in that place, in the new country, okay, I forgot that. So tasmin nutane deshe, in the new country, tasmin nutane deshe bahuni vastuni tvam. You get these two forms. Remember the sutra from last time? We won't, because we did this many times. Dhatu krish is there, which is the 6159, right? What did we do last time? It is anudatasya charudupadasya anyatarasyam. Anudatta means it better be in the list of the karakas of 7 to 10. Anudatta upadesha means what? You connect that to 7 to 10. Ekach upadesha anudattat. Even though the topic is different right now, you can use those same karikas to look at which dhatu is anudatta upadesha. So 6159 is asking us to find those dhatus which are anudatta upadesha, which have the rid upadha. So rasva rikaraha as the upadha. So then in that case you get the agama optionally. We did this in detail last time. We won't do it again today. in the Murdhanya Shanteshu dhatu. First dhatu is krish, is the first dhatu. So we'll get two forms, 6159. So let me just complete this and see if all of you agree with me. So vipraishi tasmin nutane deshe. I'm sorry. Tasmin nutane deshe, new country. So nutane deshe, deshe. Deshe. Nutane deshe. Bahuni vastuni, many things will attract you. So bahuni vastuni, tvam, subject, object, verb. Tvam, so we can get the first, when you don't do the agamaha, we'll get karkshanti. And or you can get the akrakshanti. Akrakshanti. Okay, any objections, any comments? So we have used the 6159, what we have used. 59. So, yatra gantum abhipraishi tasmin nutane deshe bahuni vastuni tvam akarkshanti atva akrakshanti. Okay, Indu has a question. Good. Vasu has a question also. Yes, Indu.
Satish ji, instead of atra gantum abhipraishi, can you use atra gantum eshishyasi?
Oh, where you will want to go.
Oh, that will be okay.
Where you will want to go. And I think that because he wants latlaka, I think he wants latlaka, I think about that.
Oh.
Where you intend to go, right? Intend to go, I think is, otherwise you'll have to use a future tense form. So what will the future tense form?
Well, what I did was also future tense, eshishyasi.
Yeah. So no. What is, let's say dhatu in gatau. What is the lit lakara form? Of in gatau. So you just do in plus here.
Yeah.
So eshyasi, right?
Eshyati, yeah.
Eshyasi, because it's madhyam purusha, right?
Right.
Avipraishyasi. Vipraishyasi become praishyasi.
Oh, so if you do it, you do.
In will take guna, become a. You'll get the sya in there. Eshyasi, right? Eshyasi. Avipraishyasi will become avipraishyasi. If you want to use the future tense there, avipraishyasi. That'll be the correct form there.
But you cannot use ish dhatu. I think I might have used ish.
Oh, dhatu ish. Oh, okay.
Ish.
Then you'll get that form, yeah. So preshishya, yes, you can do that.
You can do
I think it's given somewhere abhipra. I think is the when you use the word abhiprayaha, I think it's abhipra. You want to use abhipra is what you want to use the in gato dhatu.
Okay.
That's the one because ish is to send, I think. Dhatu ish. Let's see what.
No, ish.
Oh, ish. Oh, you want to use the ish.
Ish.
So okay. So then ish. Okay, then ish ishyasi.
That would be okay, right?
Yeah, that you can. But then again, you can use. Then you don't abhipra then.
Right.
Abhipra
I just
use
use eshishyasi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or you can yatra gantum ichyasi.
Okay. Right.
Ichyasi also. Ichyasi will work for you. Okay, ichyasi will work. Otherwise, you can use the ish ishyasi. Yes, that as if you want a future tense there.
Okay. Now, Satish, one quick question about the question number 3. If you can go back to it for 1 minute.
Yes.
Okay. Then you will bathe, rinse your mouth. Now, if this lesson was not for a future tense, can you use the way the sentence is structured? Can you use load?
Oh, you will.
Will that be okay or not? If it's not a future tense lesson.
Yeah, but the will be a bad transition for that.
Well,
maybe at least because I think if at the most I could say maybe whittling, maybe you would.
Whittling.
Yeah, maybe whittling.
Okay. What about tumun?
This means to bathe, How will you use tumun? I mean, like snatum. If you just say snatum, how will you do it? So that will not work, right? You need a Tinganta form with Ved.
Because it's, I thought it was, Samana Kartrikeshu. No, it won't work, is it?
No, because then you will want to Ved or something like that.
You would want to be, okay.
Yeah, so that will not work.
Okay.
That one you need dhatu. Okay. You need a Ichchata dhatu with that then.
Oh yeah, I understand. Ichartishu, right? Okay, so, all right. Thank you.
Ichchata dhatu. Okay, thank you. Okay, Satya has a question. Let's say, and Vasu also has a question. Good, getting some participation. That's good. Yes, Satya.
So in the three, would you use the twa, snatva?
Yeah, so having bathed, having rinsed, you will have in the water. Yeah, possible. Yes, could have been.
Rather than timun, rather than.
Yeah, you can, twa could have been used. Yes. So snatva, I think, and then you can use the acham. But what form will you get the form acham, by the way? Since you asked the question, what form will you get?
Makaralo.
Well, let's see what the we opened a can of worms. But the reason I'm asking about acham, in fact, I'm glad you mentioned this. There's a special sutram for acham also. Let's look at that. I don't think it will apply to us here. But the first thing to look at is what is the it letter on the dhatu cham? The dhatu cham. So let's look at that. Is chamu. So uditova, right?
Right.
It become achamitva or achantva. Achamitva, achantva. Because uditova says that when the twa pratyaya follows, the dhatu with
6-4-14.
No, before that we need to make it into id vikalpa, right?
Right. If you don't apply the idagama,
then you get the anunasika sip vijalokiniti.
6-4-14.
6-4-14. So firstly, for the benefit of everyone in the class, we are using the uditova with dhatu cham has u as an it. So when the twa pratyaya fall, it becomes id vikalpena. So we get chamitva or chantva. So achamitva, achantva. And when we get the achantva form, as Satya is saying, you have to use the ananasikasya kvijjaloho kiniti upada dirgha. Upada dirgha will take place by 6-4-14 when id abhava pakshe. So id abhava pakshe, you get the 6-4-15 rather. Ananasikasya kvijjaloho kiniti. You get the upada. Yeah, that could have been used. So having bathed, having rinsed, you will dive into the pure water. Okay, let's see. Vasu has a question. Yes, Vasu?
Satish ji, it's very interesting on question. I came in for a question on 5, but the interesting thing is the questions I had on the problem 3 is very interesting because I always wondered whether withering would be an option there too.
Withering normally translates into could, should, would, ought, may. In fact, I had to make fun in the class before. I have my own sutram, Satish sutram is ought, could, should, would, may, should, ling vaktavya. So these have to be used in English. Then we have to use withering.
My exposure to spoken Sanskrit is when the priest comes in and when he presents, and I could never understand. He would say that pada prakshalya, prananayamya.
No, prakshalya is not. Prakshalya is, by the way, is a twa has become lyap.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's a twanta become because of the pra coming in. Prakshalya means having washed your feet. So Srirachamya,
and all that.
Is that because of the samase anyang purvek twa lyap, the twa has become lyap over there. So that is not a vidiling. That's just an avyaya. Twa become lyap, become upasarga. So having washed your feet, having rinsed, having washed your hands, apopusprishya, having washed your hands. So those are all, and then I will do this puja now. Those are all only, the twa has become lyap over there. That's an avyaya. That's the infinity. I mean, that's the...
Anyway, the question I had on the problem 5 is very simple. That shows that I'm very elementary student.
No, that's all questionable. Go ahead.
Bahuni Vastuni is the short form there. Bahuni and
Yeah, no, it's just a typo. You got me there. Vastuni.
Okay.
That's a typo. Yes, no, definitely correct. You're right. I had a typo. Yeah, please correct the typos that I have. If any typos are there, please correct them. Bahoni Vastuni. I'm typing fast. Bahoni Vastuni. Definitely correct. That's the typo. Okay, thank you. So let's go to the next one. See what we get. Apply yourselves, boys. Attention is the root cause, called root of knowledge. Okay, I think he has given the word to apply is the, we had the avadha. Let's see, who wants to do this for me? What you have to do is the lot lakaraha. So, he balakaha, he shishyaha, he kumaraha, whatever. So, he balakaha, he balakaha, you say, now I want to use the form avadha. I think it's the Ubhayapadi dhatu. So who wants to do this one for me? Anybody can try this one for me? I want avadha into the Madhya Purusha, Bahuvachanam, lot lakaraha. So I'll get you started. You can do the dhatu dha. So I'll use lot. So if I use the Parasmapadi form, then you have to use the pratyaya tha, because tip tasji, sip thas tha. And then in lot lakaraha, you get tastas tamipam tam tam tamaha, because sutra lotcha. For benefit of everybody in the class, what I'm talking about is in 3.4, your sutram, which says that in the lot lakara also, the tastas tamipam, the tha and mip, they become what? Tam 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 tam, because it is they take the adeshas, the thus, I'm confusing, thus tamipam. These four in the tam, it becomes so that the third person dual becomes tam, and the second person dual becomes tam, second person plural becomes ta, and the first person singular becomes So tastastamipam tam tam tamaha. So it will be in the sutram is lotcha sutram. Let's see. So tastastamipam tam tam tamaha, and not lotcha, I'm sorry. Tastastamipam tam tam tamaha. Loto langvat is saying that this Lord behaves like lung. Loto langvat say Lord behaves like lung. Means what? That these four pratyas, lotcha is a different meaning. Lotcha is the meaning of the lot lakaraha. What loto langvat is what you want. And that sutram says that, and that connects to this one. These four pratyas. The tas, which is the third person dual, tas second person dual, the tha, which is the second person plural, and the mip, which is first person singular, they become yatha sankyam, tam, tam, ta, and tam, tam, tamaha. So loto langvat comes back here. So 3-4-85 loto langvat, and then langvat means behave like lung. So this sutra was applying to sutra which this 3-4-101 was applying to lakaras which have nga as an it, nityam nitaha. So only lakaras which have nga as an it can take this tamipam tam tam tamaha. But because of loto langvat, it became langvat. So lot also can take this adesha can be taken. So by 3-4-85, 3-4-101, we can then make this pratyaya into ta. 3-4-85, 3-4-101. So loto langvat tastastamipam tam tam tamaha. Okay. Now this is a third gana dhatu. So pratyaya, normally we have kartari shap, but then in the third gana we get the gana vikram shlu. Jyotyadibhya shlu. So that is the one that we have to apply. Now these are all coming in the, at the end of 2.4 comes the look prakaranam. So when these pratyas take look, and the shlu is a kind of a, I think, let's see, at the end of 2.4, here jyotyadibhya shlu. So jyotyadi gana dhatu that you have, then the shap pratyaya takes a shlu elision. Now pratyasya luk shlu lupaha. Entire pratyaya is gone. But then why does Panini use that special shlu elision? Because when that happens, you get the sutram shlau. So 3 by 3, 4, 75, the shap has taken a shlu elision. So at 3, 4, 75, put that in a document. So shap has gone by 3, 4, 75. 3, 4, 75 drops the shap pratyaya. Kartari shap and then yotyadibhya shlu. And then when shlu comes, you have to go in the beginning of 6.1.
Satish, you mean 2 4 75?
2 4, yes, thank you. Typo. Typo devataye namo namaha. This is the typo devata, which comes. Okay, 2 4 75. Thank you. 2 4 75. As I said, this look prakaranam at the end of 2 4 it comes. Okay, and then in 6.1, the sutram shlau, which is you do the abhyasa has to be done now. So the shlu removes the shap and tells us to do the abhyasa. Now the abhyasa, so that one is 6.1, early 6.1. It'll probably be 6.1 about 8ish, 6.110. 6.110 you do shlau. So by 6.110 you then make it abhyasa, make it ava, dha plus dha plus ta. So that 6.110 has allowed us to abhyasa. Now abhyasa karyam, which we did many times, is rasvaha, and then rasvaha, then abhyase charcha. So because it is going to lose the prana and become rasvaha. So then we got our the dha ta. Our the dha ta. So let's use that. So let's use that. In fact, let's keep it like this. Let's use the ava. Let's make it the for the time being, rasvaha, and then make it the dha, and then make it the. Okay. Now what's the next step? Anybody in the class? What's the next step over here? What do we do now?
Abhyasa charcha.
That's the Tripadi Karyam, so let's wait for the time being. Let's do the Sapadi. Indu and Induji. Yes, Induji? I mean Anuji, sorry.
Satish, the one following Ekacho Basho Bash.
We are going into the 8 dot.
Oh, yeah.
How about we, in the Sapa Saptadhyay, which one do you want to do? Shnabhyasto Rataha?
Yeah, 64112. Yeah.
64112. 64112. Let's do that one first. Shnabhyasto Rataha. So what that sutram says is that if you have abhyastangam, ubhyabhyastam, then in that case the akara drops, Shnabhyasto Rataha. So I'm looking at 64101 is what Anuji said. By 64101, we're going to have the akara lopa have a 64101. By 64101, not 101. By 64, a little bit lower than that. 64112, Snabhyasto Rataha. What does that require? The pratyaya following is kitnit pratyaya. This pratyaya ta came in place of the pratyaya tha, that is savadhatukam apit, became nitvat. It became nitvat. So because of that, the akara is going to drop by Shnabhyasto Rataha. So let's keep it there for the time being. So we're going to get the va, dha, plus we're going to get the dha, and then ta. Okay. Now what is the next sutram here? Indu ji was, I think, let's see, Indu can maybe tell us. Yes, Indu?
This is going to be Datastatoscha.
Yeah, let's look at that one. Good point. Yes. So let's look at that one. So let's look at that. So now I think we finished the Sapa Saptadhyay Karyam.
Sapadi is done, yeah.
So let's do the Tripadi Karyam. So Sapa Saptadhyaya is done, Tripadikaryam, we have the Jashastator Dhotaha, was the sutram that we had. But that which says it cannot be used for dhatu, dha, it cannot be used. So Jashastator Dhotaha, which one are you looking at? Yeah, I'm looking at this one now. I'm sorry. Before that,
you cannot do ekacho basho bash.
you cannot do eka because it's the se dve padante.
Right.
But dadaha, so dad, when you have this dad, tatoshcha, tatas tatoshcha. So when you have this dad as the left hand side, then tatoshcha, when takara follows also, the ekacha basho bash we can do. But then before that, interesting thing now is that, as Kalpesh was saying, when do we do the abhyase charcha?
Since it doesn't interfere with it, you can do it anytime, isn't it?
No, but it's a later in Tripadi, it's a later Tripadi.
It's the latest one, right?
It has to wait.
The last one.
Okay, this is an interesting point. Okay, let's look at this for 1 second. Is that the Abhyase Charcha is in 8.4, I think 54,
54.
is it? 54, okay. So technically speaking, there has to wait till all this thing is done. But now what Panini is saying in this 8.2, as Anuj also was saying, in 8.2.38, Panini is telling us this Dada. So he has already assumed that Abhyase Charcha has been done. Otherwise, how will you get the da? You cannot get this dakara in the Abhyasaha unless you do Abhyase Charcha. So this is what Panini is telling us, that do the Abhyase Charcha and then apply this dadaha, dadastatoshcha. You follow what I'm saying? Because unless you do Abhyase Charcha, you cannot get the dakara in the Abhyasaha. But here Panini is already saying dadastatoshcha. So because of Vachana Samarthyat, so Abhyase Charcha has to be applied first and then come to 8.2.38. So let us do that. So let us use 8, even though really 8.4.54 should have had to wait, so use 8.4.54 before applying this 8.2.38 because of Vachana Samarthyat, because of the mention of Dada in the Sutram, because of the mention of Dada in the Sutram.
Satishji, what is the difference between Vachana Samarthya and Jnapaka?
See, Jnapaka is when it implies something else, in somewhere else, some other context. See, Jnapaka, because this is said here, it implies that in other places something else is to be ignored or whatever this might be, That becomes an indication for some other sutras, some other situations. That becomes a indication that something else should be done somewhere else, But here in this, we are talking about this sutram itself we are talking about, We are not talking that, these are implications for other places. So when implication for other places becomes Jnapaka.
Okay, thank you.
So the use of this means that that this is now telling us that in those other situations something has to be done. But here we are talking about only this situation. So the Vachana Samarthya, because the dakara has been used by Panini, has mention of this in the sutram. Okay. So because da has been used in sutram, that can only come from Abhyase Charcha. So that is what is telling us that we should use the 8.4.54 Abhyase Charcha before using this dadastatoshcha. Okay, so let's do that. So then let us get the the, and then we can use the 8.2.38. So let's do the, let's keep it like this for time being. The. Okay. Now what is this 8.2.38 is telling us is that if we have this angam this dad and followed by takara or takara, then the same thing, bashaha bhash we can do. So the 8.2.38, now we're going to make this dakara into a dakara. So we get the va, then dha, and then again dha, and then becomes ta. Okay, now what we should have had normally is we normally would have used, because we have this dha followed by ta, we could have been thinking of using this jashastator dhodaha. When you have the just letter preceding, the takara or takara becomes dhakara. But it says adaha. So that is why we cannot use it here, because we have a just letter. We have this one which is the this dhakara. This is a just letter, this dha, and we do have takara following. So we could have used Yashastatoho, but it says Adaha, Dhodhaha. So for the Dhatu Dha, that 8 to 40 cannot be used. 8 to 40 cannot be used for Dhatu Dha because of the mention of Adaha. So 8 to 40 cannot be used here. So make that note. And then finally Kharicha, Kharicha. 8 to 40 cannot be used here. Cannot be used here. Okay, and then we use Kharicha. I think 8455 finally comes and makes it Avadhatta. Avadhatta. Okay, Avadhatta. Okay, that's the Parasapadi form. So let's review it one more time. We had Avadha plus the Lot Lakaraha, and by doing the Lasya we got the Pratyaya Tha, and Tastastamipam Tam Tam Tamaha Loto Langvat. The Tha became Ta, we got the Kartari Shap, Jyotyadibhya Shloho, then Shlau iti Abhyasa, so then became Dha Dha Ta, then Rasvaha came because in Abhyasa Bhagaha, Dha Dha Ta, then Shnabhyasto Rataha. Oh, I didn't put the number here. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put the number here. I think 64112, right? Okay, 64112. 64112. That's the Shnabhyasto Rataha. So Shna and Abhyasta, these two. The ending akara drops when the pratyaya form is kitnit pratyaya pare, kiti niti pare. So Shnabhyasto Rataha. And then after that we went to so that finished for us the Sapa Saptadhyaya Karyam. Then because 8238 mentioned the Angam as Dadhas, we did the Abhyasa Charcha. We got Ava, Da, Dha, Ta. Then we could not use the, then after that we used 8238, Dadhas, Tatoscha. So we got the Mahaprana for the Bash became Bhash, became Dhad, Ta. We could not use 8240 because that says Adha. So finally we got Kharicha 8455, Avadhatta 8455. Okay. All right. Now how about the Atmanipadi form? Who wants to do that one for me? 455. So let's skip some steps because there also the pratyaya is going to be coming is Lot Lakara is going to be Dhvam. So we got the Dhvam is a pratyaya. Then first we get the Tita Atmane Padanam Tere. Tita Atmane Padanam Tere becomes Dve. Savabhyam Vamau. Savabhyam Vamau. So we go, Dhvam goes back to Dhvam. The Dhvam goes back to Dhvam because you get the Tita Atmane Padanam Tere. Savabhyam Vamau. So Dhvam becomes Dve. Dve becomes Dhvam again. So that's what happens. So what I'm talking about in 3.4, 3479, Tita Atmane Padanam Tere. And then but Savabhyam Vam in the Lot Lakaraha, it's Savabhyam Vamau. Savabhyam. So if you have the Ekara followed by the following the Va, then that becomes So become Dhvam again. Savabhyam Vamau. So by 3479, 3491, that Dhvam goes back to Dhvam. So let's put in Atmane. So in Atmanipadam we get let's see Ava plus just can do the Abhyasa Karyam here also. Just make it Dha for the time being, Rasvaha, and because we got the Shlu and all that, the Shlau, then became Dha, and let's keep it as Dhvam for the time being. So Dhvam, so we used 3479, 3491. The Dhvam goes back to Dhvam in Lot Lakara, 3491. Okay, now what we'll do that's the same thing, Shnabhyasto Rataha. Because this Pratyaya Dhvam also is a Apit Sarvadhatukam, Apit 1 to 4 of Nitvat. Then you can use the 64112, which is Shnabhyasto Rataha, and that will get us, lose the Akara there. So same thing as before, we will do the Ava plus Dha plus Dha, and then we will get the Dhvam by using 64112. 64112. Okay. Now what happens? Now what happens is the same set of rules that we had before. Can we use those rules that we had? because what we used before was 8 to 38 we were trying to use before. What does that require, that says the 8 to 38 only was found by th and th only that rule can be used. So we cannot use 8 to 38 over here because 8 to 38 cannot be used. Let's look at those two rules, 8 to 37, 8 to 38. So bhash jashantasya stvoho. We don't have this coming later. Abhyase charcha comes later. So in fact, I'm glad we're doing this today because this is a subtle reason why. See, Panini puts the Abhyase Charcha in 8.4. All the other Abhyasa rules come in 7.4. The Abhyasa rules come in 7.4. This is interesting, because some very subtle thing which Panini does, we don't realize at that time. But he does not want that Bash to come as yet. Does not want that, the Dakara to come and mess with this Ekacho, Basho, Bash rules and all that. Because that may have caused a problem here. Because if we had the Dakara coming in already, then we would have potentially had this Ekach Bhagaha, followed by the Se Dho is already here, Se Dve Padante. That would have become into the, this would have gone back into being a Dakara, becoming the Bhasha Desha. So now that we think about it, one of the subtle reasons for putting Abhyase Charcha in 8.4, not in 7.4, so Anuvritti is also available. But the second reason is that this Ekacho, Basho, Bhash should not be seeing the Dakara coming in as yet, So we don't have the Bash as yet at all. So we cannot use 8 to 37 because that Abhyase Charcha has not applied here. So and 8 to 38 only requires Tathoshcha, only Takara or Takara following. We have Dvam right now. So we cannot use 8 to 38 either. So that remains as it is. And finally, what do we do? Let's see. How about Jalam Jas Jashi finally? Avadhadvam, Jalam Jas Jashi. Jalam Jas Jashi can be used. So that one will be 8, 4, I think it's 50, what is it? 8, 4, Jalam Jas Jashi. 8, 4, 53. So 8, 4, 53, we can get the then we get Dhad Dhvam, Avadhadvam, a little bit hard to pronounce. Okay, can we drop any of these letters in between here? Jaro, Jari, Savarne. See when you have a group of 3 in a conjunct, there's a potential to drop the middle one. When can you do that? When there are 2 jar letters which are savarna. We don't have this vakara is not a jar, so we cannot do jaro jari savarna. This is a hal letter is fine. The first has to be hal letter. Second should be savarna jar letters. The vakara is not the jar letter, so we cannot drop anything here. So the form should be avadhadvam. And this is all you can look. If you look at Bhemi volume 2, which is a gold mine for us, and there, in fact, here, even if you look at, I think maybe also in the Dhatu Vritti, look at, and if you want to practice these forms and get some, okay, did I make any mistakes? Satya has a question. Let me see what he has to say.
Abhyase Charcha?
Abhyase Charcha. Now what about that?
Dakara and Dakara. First Dakara.
Okay, so then that is true. Then what happened to that? Avadhadvam.
And then Jarojari Savarna.
No, Jarojari Savarna won't affect that because Jarojari is only between this.
No, afterwards.
No.
So first Alpa Prana.
You have Dakara, right? Yeah.
Right. The first Dakara.
Yeah, so you're talking about Abhyase Church over here, right?
Right. So that becomes Dakara, Alpa Prana.
So that will not affect, that will not do any Jarojari Savarna. Because that
No.
Yeah, so that will not affect here.
Just the order, Sapadikari, the 8454.
Oh, you're saying so you mean you're talking about the Jalam Jashi which I did? Is that the one talking about?
So after Jalam Jashi, next thing is Abhyase Charcha, right?
Should come, yeah, should come. Let me check. So let's check with Bhaimi.
And then you apply optionally Jarojari Savarna.
No Jarojari Savarna. Because that's only because the commercial, because it's an akara in between there. There's the akara in between there.
Oh, sorry. There's akara there. Okay.
Yes,
No.
so Jaroji Savarna has no chance.
Right.
Savarna, that one doesn't apply. But the Abhyasi Charcha, you're right, Abhyasi Charcha should apply here. Let me see. I'm looking at Shastra just to confirm. The Tosha, Avadhatta, yeah, let's see. See, I'm looking at, and in the Lot Lakaraha, says the, oh yes, Dadvam, Dadvam, Avadhadvam. Because here Datsva, Dadhatam, and Dadvam. Doesn't have, if you look at Bhai Shastriji page 403, look at the Lot Lakaraha, yes, Dadvam.
So it doesn't do alpha prana, I say.
This first is a Dhakaraha, Avadhadvam. So it is not the, it doesn't become the alpha prana. Okay, let's see what could be the reason for this. Because here Datsva, that's okay. In the form Datsva, he has used the Se Dve Padante. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Dadvam. Okay, let us see. What about this one, the Se Dve Padante? What happened to that one? Can we use that here? Does that have any effect for that? So Se Dve Padante. Okay. So I think what he has done here is that he has done the Abhyasi Charcha first, and then looks like he has used the Ekacho Bhasho Bhash Jashantasya Stvoho. That is what has happened. Okay, let's double check. Okay, this is a good point. See, the final form is correct.
How do you go back again?
So yeah, but now the question is that how can we Abhyasi Charcha and then do the, let me see, in the Lot Lakaraha, Dadvam. Okay, let's see. Yes, the dha dve here, dadve, jalam jashi, dadve, So let's look at the Sutram 8 to 37. Let's see. Because let's see in the Dve, what example does Kashika give? Let's say Dve Padante. Okay, because the final form is the So I guess what he's telling us to do is do the you know what? No, you know what? I got the answer. I know what it is. Okay, I know what it is. What it is that it's a good question. I know if I remember. Good. Okay, good. This is how, unless you teach, you don't remember anything. Unless you try to teach somebody, you remember nothing. Okay, the answer to the question like this. This dada tathoshcha. This is chakara is still here. So I guess you have to use this cha. You want to use this, that se dve padanta is coming with anurti of cha. If you look at 8.2.38, it says that the dadaha, tasya jashantasya bash thane bash adesha bhavati, takara thakare uparataha, chakarat stvoscha parataha. So we do use 8.2.38. Okay, good. Let's go back. So what is happening is that because of this mention of this cha in this sutram of 8 to this, even Pani mentions a cha, you have to break your head to find what that cha means, It's a good example of this. So you're right. So maybe I take my prior statements back. Is this 8.2.38 has a cha in there. So let's go back to our steps. So what did we have? We have the, dha, dam. So so far we are fine. We have to use snabhyasto rataha. And then what we do is that we first apply same comment here before 8238 because of the you have to again use the same steps here again. So now because the chakara has this stvoha anuvritti is coming down from that. Anuvritti of stvoha is coming down. So that is why we can use the before using 8238 you have to use the abhyase charcha. So before 8238, so now we can do the we should do the over here. Make this the. Okay, make the and then make it. I'm sorry. Make it the. Why is this happening? The caps lock. The, and this is still the. So keep it the. So we applied now the abhyase charcha has been applied. So use this is after using the 8450 abhyase charcha. Abhyase charcha 8454 has been used. I'm sorry, I didn't put the right note over here. Use 8454. Alright, let me copy this whole thing and take that here. Right, let me fix this document. Okay, this is not taking it. Okay, so 8454 we did the abhyase charcha. We got va the dhvam. Now use 8238 and we get the va the dhvam. I'm sorry, still we have the dhakar only here, the dhvam. So this was 8238 because of the chakara in the sutram. 8238 because the cha has been mentioned in the sutram because of the use of cha. And then finally jalam jashi. Okay, I'll go through this one more time because I've got confused myself.
So basically it's trying to preclude the reverse the order, right? Basically instead of alpa prana mahaprana he wants mahaprana alpa prana.
Yes, eventually that's what it becomes. It
so that's why he's going through this process, I guess.
So the final form that is desired is the. So in fact, as before I was saying I was wrong because Pani he has put abhyase. I guess he's put abhyase church over there. I don't know what other situations that are there. Maybe which has this ekacho bhashavash comes in. What other situation we have to look at that? So we'll keep this one in mind. So at least in the case of dhatu dha. Because of 8238, that abhyase charcha is going to apply first. You're going to get the da in the abhyasaha. And then because of this dadas vachana samrathyat and tathoscha. So takare, thakare, se, dve parataha. Because the chakara brings in the stvoha from the prior sutram. So that's why we have to use the abhyase charcha. Then make the bashaha bhash. Finally do jalam jashot. Jalam jashi. So, but the interesting thing is that, is this the only place where the bash changing to bhash has some significance? Because are there some other dhatus maybe where the abhyase charcha has been left back over there, not to intervene with this bash and bhash business? Because this bash to bhash change, maybe if there are some other dhatus of this form which have this dhakara in the beginning, I guess in third gana dhatu there are only few dhatus in the third gana. Third gana has only few dhatus, so maybe there is no other dhatu, I guess, which is doing that. So I guess the abhyase charcha has to be brought back before 8238, and maybe dha is the only dhatu that has this kind of situation. So I guess I take back my earlier statement of the abhyase charcha being put in 8.4 to avoid this complication. In fact, it's maybe creating a complication, because this Panini has to bring it back before 8238 to do this operation. Okay, let me review this because one step at a time. Let's go to the what we had was we had the ava, dha plus lot in the atmanipadam. The pratyaya is dhvam, but you get tita atmanipadanam tere, dhvam becomes dve. Savabhyam vamo, dhvam goes back to dhvam. So we got ava, dha, dhvam, then kartari shap, Jyotyadibhya shlu. So that you get the shlu elision, so that shab goes away, and because of shlau, 6, 1, 10, you do abhyasaha. You got ava, dha, dha, dhvam. Then shnabhyasto rataha. The dhvam pratyaya is apis sarvadhatukam, so it becomes nitvat, so you get the akar lopaha, ava, dha, dha, dhvam. Okay, now in this situation, abhyasa charcha is in 8.4.54, but in 8.2.38, Panini mentions dadaha, tathoscha, and by the cha anuvritti of the stvo is coming down. So takare, thakare, se, dve parataha. So but on the vachana samarthyat, we do the abhyasa charcha. First we get ava, da, dha, dhvam, and then make the bash into bash by 8.2.38, ava, dha, dha, dhvam. Finally, you do the jalam, just jashi, 8.4.50. That's why I'm telling you that this Tinganta Prakriya of Panini, because how can you memorize all these forms? It's not possible. So Tinganta Prakriya of Panini, if you can get a hang of that, then from then on it's like downhill. Means it becomes easier from that one. And the Brahmi Vyakhya volume number 2 is a fantastic volume. If you can, as much of that as you can get, you can get maybe if not mastery, at least you can become familiar with Panini, become more and more familiar with Panini by the volume number 2 of Shataji. Okay, let's try to finish this one and we'll stop for the day. So what we have is that okay, the example is down here. Apply yourself, right? Apply yourself, boys. So then we have two forms. So he balakaha, we'll take it down here. Avadhatta atva avadhadvam. So we'll take two forms. I think the rest of the sentence is easy, I think. So we'll finish that one. So he balakaha. I'm not doing sandhi rules now because I'll leave the sandhis to make it clear. Avadhatta atva avadhadvam. Okay, these are two forms, and both these places we have used that sutram tadas tathoscha. And in one case we have the takara ta there, other case because of cha we get the anuvritti of stvoho. Se balakaha avadatta atva avadadvam. And I think the next thing is easy. It says that the attention is the root of knowledge. Is attention, you can say it's like avadhanam.
Satish, you want to say
avadhanam
or something there? Apply yourselves.
The apply yourself is the avadatta.
Oh,
Avada is to apply oneself,
Apply or apply yourself?
I think that's contained in the dhatu. It is contained in there, because if you look at the vocabulary vein,
yeah.
Look at it says to apply oneself is avadha.
Oneself it says. Okay.
So that's understood in the dhatu itself. And then we can say avadhanam. You can say yataha because we can say yataha, or we can say put a he maybe is avadhanam he, because the connection between those two, right? So avadhanam he jnanasya moolam is jnanasya moolam. Jnanasya moolam. Okay, avadhanam hi jnanasya moolam. So he balakaha avadatta atva avadadvam avadhanam hi jnanasya moolam. Okay, so I guess sutra for the day was this one. 8 to 30 was sutra. So the tathosh cha. That cha is the one that we need to watch out for, which I had forgotten. But now, see, unless you keep on practicing and teaching, these things don't stick in your mind, So that's tathosh cha. Okay. Any questions? I guess we'll finish the class and stay back for questions. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vaje Ramena Vyata Nishachar Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bho Rama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sasanam Tulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Nama Varanana Onnama Iti. Next week, Kalpesh is not there.